keep the fights coming. Here comes Montrel James versus Marty Navis.
All right.
Great job, Matty. Cannot wait to see that heavyweight fight. And welcome, Attila. Hope you're enjoying the show. No age limits here at Cage Titans. Everybody enjoys fisticuffs.
Cage Titans runs deep.
Deep. Indeed. And this is another marquee matchup with some intense implications on it. Marty Navis has bounced back in quick time after his last loss against Pat Casey. We're going to see momentarily afterwards, but he was very hard on himself after that performance. I remember chatting with him at Tavern on the Wharf at the after party, and to see him bounce back, look as composed and determined as he did in the weigh-ins leading up to this fight, I couldn't be more impressed with how hungry he is to get back in there. But Montrel James, meeting him this weekend, a character with contagious energy through and through, coming all the way up from Houston, Texas, by way of St. Louis, Missouri. He's got his wife Cree in his corner supporting him.
He looks like he came to piss in some cornflakes.
He wants to really spoil the crowd and riding momentum with 2 finishes in the win column coming into tonight. Very dangerous and very capable of overcoming some serious adversity in fights.
He's really got to own the moment and use the volume of his strikes to wear down Navis. And when the time comes, he's got to look for the back. And that's how he's going to have his best chance against Marty Navis, who's going to come out like a bull.
A bull indeed, man. I mean, obviously, I'm going to stay unbiased as possible, but Marty Navis is my teammate. I have the pleasure of sharing the mat with him almost every time I'm there, especially Saturday mornings, man. Seeing that guy fight, he's one of the more ruthless guys I've seen in the Cage Titans cage, man. He's always just vicious. Every attack is with intent. And, you know, Toocold here, this guy's nickname here, he's looking as cool as a cucumber. He had his own entourage at weigh-ins as well, man. That wife of his was shouting him out like no other. So he's got his own backing, and he's got his hands full with Marty Navis coming out now.
Just watching him come to the cage, he looks slick, loose. Yeah. I feel like he is going to have to be the bullfighter to Marty Navis's bull.
Yeah, he looks like he's been here before for sure.
Yeah, he's got slick timing with his hands and sneaky submission attacks. And Marty Navis runs through to this erupting crowd that is very heavily favoring him in this matchup. Electrifying fan base for Marty. Bounce back after that last fight.
He's got to keep his composure and really make sure he stays focused and does his thing. He's got to tame the fire rather than being too over-eager and just set up that one perfect shot that will allow him to then enter the storm with the barrage.
Yeah, you see him get excited in a fight where he lands a good strike and then he gets into a flurry, and instead of really sitting down and finding that one target shot, he just gets so happy that he's engaged in a firefight. And yeah, when an opponent can take him down in that, he has gotten caught in bad spots, and instead of slowing the pace down and getting up, has just stayed there and succumbed to some finishes. But he's looking really composed here, not as amped up as he usually is, which means that, at least in my eyes, he seems really focused and determined to bounce back and keep his eyes on the prize, which is attaining another dub.
100%. As scary as an individual as Marty Navis is, just by looks and the way he fights, let me tell you something. A determined Marty Navis to get another dub and get that back, that's someone I would never want to mess with. Seriously, this is the crazy matchup right now because Marty is so driven to get this one back.
I like seeing the calm demeanor from him. I would be worried that after coming off a loss that he would succumb to being so overeager because he's just so, well, you know, hungry to smash someone's face in. But he looks pretty chill.
Here comes the tail of tape.
Yep.
All right, we've got Montrel James, 31 years of age, 3 years the elder of Marty Navis, who's 28. 6'1" is Montrel James, Marty Navis 6 feet tall. Weighing in at 167, Montrel James. Marty Navis came in with the 1 pound allowance at 171, 75-inch reach for James, 72-inch reach for Marty Navis, and it's Andy in the cage.
Mixed martial arts contest taking place at the welterweight division, scheduled for 3 rounds, 5 minutes apiece. Introducing to you first, in the red corner, holding a professional mixed martial arts record of 5 victories and 9 defeats. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, and he weighed in at 167 pounds. From Houston, Texas, by way of St. Louis, Missouri, he's representing Main Street MMA. Make some noise for Montrel Toocold James. And now, introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, holding a professional mixed martial arts record of 6 victories and 3 defeats. He stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 171 pounds. From Middleborough, Massachusetts, he's representing Rose on MMA. Let's hear it for Marty, the Beast Navis! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this welterweight contest is Tommy Santana.
Man, Montel's nickname is Toocold, but that was very cold. You kidding me?
I peed a little. that was very, very intimidating. I thought Marty was going to eat me, but too cold, ice cold in there, and composed, ready for this fight. The dark trunks for Marty Navis, the light blue for Montrel James.
Good inside leg kick right off the bat.
Montrel digging to the body. Nice jab. They both land. Told you they were going to come in and scrap.
Yeah, he's got long, lanky limbs there, does Montel.
Ooh, funky angles with those punches. Marty is staying composed and calm. He's taking his time. He's looking to set up his shots.
And he's just missing with them and landing some and throwing with some bad intentions here. They're both just missing in the pocket. Nice right here from Montrel.
Oh, they're throwing.
Marty lands. He's got Montrel on baby gazelle legs.
Yep, he's wobbling. He's hurt.
And he changed the level, trying for that trip. Montrel with the overhook. Both guys landing in those exchanges, but Marty got the better shot when the equilibrium was gone.
Great takedown, great body lock takedown right there. Just trying to lead the leg. Raining down shots with that right hand is Marty. Looking for another little like leg trip there.
Ice cold though. Montrel looks very unbothered. Taking his time to recover, it looks like. And he picks him up with the underhook, thwarting the takedown now.
Yeah, though you might eat some little clinch shots, I think it's not a bad idea for Montrel to stay in this clinch and recover those legs a little bit.
Yeah, better than eating big bombs in the middle of the cage. Although, to his credit, Montrel was landing some too.
Oh yeah.
Though he was the one that wobbled. He definitely caught Navis back with some. He looks unbothered, but Navis is dominating the grips right now, and I feel like Montrel is in danger of landing on the mat on the wrong side of it.
Nice knee from Montrel right there.
Marty doing a good job keeping
Nice
the composure with both
Locks
of those
the
underhooks.
hands. Is he going to finish it? I spoke too soon. Not locked hands, but is looking for that trip. Great balance by Montrel, though.
I love the idea that Marty just had. He went up top with the elbow, and then he changed right down to go to a level change. As elbows are landing from Montrel now.
Those are nice elbows from Montrel. Marty now trying to break and land a flurry.
This little ankle pick from Marty.
Montrel has really good balance,
Nice,
but
right to the ear. That's right on the ear. That looked like it landed on the ear right there to me.
It did look a little questionable. I'd like to see a replay if the fight does get stopped a little bit.
Ear. It looked like an ear wobbled. And that's a clean shot if it hits an ear.
To be honest, I couldn't tell from there.
I'm pretty sure I saw it hit an ear right around that temple side. It's tough because it's a small window and there's a line from when you're like right above the ear towards hitting the back of the head. I'm not sure if they're disputing the angle. I don't know if we can get a replay on that elbow if possible to see if it hit an ear, but as long as you graze an ear, it should technically be a legal strike.
Yeah, like you said.
Got a replay coming up, so here comes the replay. That looks like an ear, man. That looked like it landed like right above the ear.
Yeah,
above the ear
it's a tight window.
Above the ear isn't behind it.
They're back and they're slugging.
Oh, Marty going for a big flying knee. Oh, I can do it better, he says. Constant pressure on the cage from Marty. Good frame from Montrel, though.
Montrel's very unorthodox in the way that he's... with that knee to the face, clean and an elbow following.
Montrel is landing some big shots in tight in a firefight here. Nice knee and an elbow over the top.
Marty ducks under a dangerous one.
Marty doing some work to the body now.
This is some crazy clinch work. Just constant bows getting thrown from both sides and knees.
And both throwing with bad intentions.
Montrel is very interesting. He's got great balance. He's very unorthodox in how he's trying to fight in the clinch. He's not getting the quote-unquote proper grips, but he's made space for these unorthodox knees and elbows, so I guess you can't argue with results.
So Marty does a great job of getting to that back, right? But I'd like to see him get rid of that little leg weave and still keep that body lock, but just way down and try to get him to the ground. He's got an arm trap now with the body lock.
This is a great fight so far. I'm enjoying this.
It's a grueling pace.
Oh, he gets the takedown. And he's got good grips right now, taking his way to the back, got around the neck.
He's got an arm triangle grip with a rear naked attack right now, so I don't think Montrel's in jeopardy of getting finished, but maybe if Marty can switch the grip, now he's posturing up with double hook, both hooks in with a back take. Montrel trying to use the cage to reverse.
All right, that was nice defense by Montrel right there.
Slick,
well done.
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
Slippery like ice.
He's very unpredictable.
Marty, listen, he keeps going for that takedown. He does get it, but he's got to watch those elbows coming in when he level changes like that.
For sure. Even if, like, they're flirting with clean or not, if they land good to the temple, they're devastating shots. You've seen guys take naps with that.
It's a fight stopper. Good head pressure again.
It's just so interesting how, like, chillax James is. He is unbothered. His arms, rather than whizzing, sometimes they're just like dangling, but then he pulls an elbow out of nowhere with it.
And he's doing a good job throwing on the break, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just his balance is so impressive.
I got to say, Marty's looking really impressive with how he's slowing the pace down and implementing a wrestling game plan here.
That was a good round.
Both guys landed some good shots, and both guys got tagged and a little wobble on the legs. Marty had Montrel hurt real bad before he shot in that first time, and Montrel landed some good elbows and knees on the break. It looked like Marty was a little bothered by that knee that landed in that clinch.
Very well contested, but Marty did do the bigger damage and had a lot of control. So while it was a dangerous round for him, he definitely pulled away with it.
Yeah, those elbows were a big factor there. I liked seeing that slick defense that Montrel had when Marty took his back.
Here comes a replay, guys.
Here's the replay. We'll be able to see it. Good one with
Look
a
at that.
following.
Look at that combination Marty landed that had him hurt. It was a 2-3 straight. Look at some of these elbows. Like, see some of those there landed to the back of the head as Marty was moving, but he's targeting the ear on those, so it's not like he's trying to land dirty shots to the back of the head. Some of them land clean in transition, some of them graze the back of the head. So I don't think Montrel's particularly trying to do anything cheap, if you will.
No, I think that he's doing a standard thing when defending, which is to elbow the head, but he can't, at his angle, he can't really see necessarily what he's landing, so it's not intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see him. I could see the damage, whether from this adding up. I think that Marty definitely took that first round. I think he has to be a bit more cautious with the shots he's eating during this, because he's, aside from rocking him in that takedown later in the round, he was mostly just taking those short shots from the clinch.
There's some confusion here coming from the Lozon corner.
Oh, they were asking for the time, but that's got to do with the commission. I have no idea. I'm not counting, but it seemed like a minute to me.
I'd like to see the adjustments that both guys make here. They're both landing, stand up, but Marty has good pressure, but Montrel had good answers with the elbows like we've been keep talking about. So
yeah, both guys landed some successful shots. Marty definitely had Montrel hurt way worse. And I think the referee, Tommy Santana, has given a warning with some of those elbows. Yeah,
I'd like to see Marty.
That second replay, there were definitely a couple in a flurry of elbows.
I would like to see Marty mix up his striking with his grappling, because his best success did come from that big. Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna go to Johnny Cupcakes in the Cupcakes corner. What'd you see in that first round?
Man, Marty's clinch work was fantastic. Keep an eye on his head positioning. When his head stays in the middle and in the throat and under the chin of Montel, he's getting significant strikes in, and it opens up his takedowns. If Montel's going to stay on the fence, he's going to have to really work those elbows, but he's walking a dangerous tightrope right now because he could get a point deducted in an instant. So it's a very interesting fight going right here.
Oh, great insight, Johnny.
Big return from Marty after that 1-2 from Montrel.
lot of exchanges already in the second round. Both guys landing, firing right back into each other, going tit for tat. Nice left hook from Marty.
When Montrel throws, he loves throwing everything into that right hand, whether it's up top or to the body.
I
I'd
love
like to
his
see
level
Marty
changes too. He goes up and down with it, makes it hard to predict.
Exactly. I'd like to see Marty feint that out maybe and give a little bit of distance and then counter. The big hooks from Marty though.
Nice left hook from Marty, finding the home right on the eye. Marty's left hook is money tonight.
One thing I like about Montrel that he's been doing a couple times, he's not committing so much with those jabs, kind of floating them out on the outside a little bit.
He's very diverse and tricky with his movements and his strikes. I feel like it would behoove Marty to mix up the grappling and the striking threats, rather than just sticking to one, where it becomes harder to predict.
Big takedown for Marty.
Quarter mount right now. This is bad for Montrel.
He's raining down.
Cool as ice though, seems unbothered.
This is where Marty wants to be. Just keep that weight on him. Double boots, flatten him out.
That is a dangerous place to be, especially under Marty Navis. Montrel's looking unbothered, but he needs some urgency now, otherwise he's in danger of being stopped.
He's
Again,
moving
such
just
an
enough.
unfazed face.
Moved just enough. Looked like the ref was getting a little closer to stopping him. Now Marty's attacking the neck. And Marty doing a great job finding utter dominance in this ground exchange.
As much as you don't want Marty on his back right there, I think that was a good answer for Montrel. That ref was very close to stopping it. So you know what? Why don't we just resort to him trying to attack the neck instead of those shots?
It's definitely in MMA too better to risk that than to be flattened, because then when you're flattened, you get choked or you get TKO'd. Both are bad. Whereas here, it's only the choke you have to worry about.
For sure. The punches hurt, but they're not going to stop the
No. Fight. Ooh, body lock for Marty with that grapevine. That is tough.
Yep. Nice.
Two different body types too that I wanted to mention. That Marty looks a lot more dense, where Montrel has a smaller torso, so that body triangle definitely doesn't feel good for Montrel.
The body triangle's out now. Montrel might be one explosive movement to his left side, getting into guard. He's just got to play around with the grips a little bit more and try to get his shoulders on the map. But back to the body triangle now from Marty.
That
Suck it in with that vine.
That extra hook is so clutch right there.
Yeah.
Great control point.
You can use it as a rudder to control your opponent's hips with your foot.
He's got like a...
It's on the side. He's giving the thumbs up, so he doesn't have the full angle torqued. He's not comfortable here.
I am amazed by Montrel's, just his composure is outstanding. Yeah, and I see a cut on Marty.
Yeah, it was just a slight off angle on that choke attempt from Marty. Montrel keeping his composure, but Marty's still working. He's still got that body triangle with the instep, even though his back is against the fence.
The composure is excellent. I wonder if it would help Montrel to have a bit more urgency in escaping, because he's defending and he's staying relatively out of trouble, but not creating enough trouble.
It's got to be a testament to how strong that body triangle is, because Marty just is relentless with his control.
Montrel landing some of his own, though, here.
With surprising power from that position.
His long limbs.
Yeah.
Still, I'd rather be Marty in this position.
He clears a hook, and he almost gets on top, but Marty tips his hips higher. And wow, look
Marty
at that.
almost was able to elevate his hips and go full 360 and take the back again, but Montrel mitigated that sweep at the last second and gets on top with 45 seconds left to go in the round after Marty was basically clean sweeping with the control time.
Yeah, that was really impressive, but James is going to have to do a lot with this next 30 seconds, whereas Marty's setting up a triangle right now. Past the guard, though, does James. And goes for his own rear naked choke.
This is how Montrel won his last fight, too. He had his back taken for a minute and a half, survived, and then choked out his last opponent. He does it here again in front of everybody in Plymouth Memorial Hall. Explodes onto the scene, finds that second round finish after being in some serious trouble in multiple rounds of that fight. Getting hurt on the feet, having his back taken, ground and pound, body triangle dominance, finds the finish late. Very impressive Cage Titans debut for Toocold Montrel James.
Yeah, good for Montrel, man. He lives up to the nickname. He is Toocold. He was composed that entire time, whether he was in danger or not. And you know what? The patience game worked out for him in round two. He ended up taking Marty's back after playing his guard a little bit. So, you know, good for Montrel.
Here comes the replay.
It's a big win for him.
Just right off the reversal, he slips out and immediately goes for the neck, doesn't worry about the hooks. He's got that palm-to-palm grip. And without the hooks in, Marty is unaware of where to turn and where to find and fight the grips, and he's just forced to tap at the end of it. Tremendous job from Montrel James, keeping the composure, weathering the storm, and getting the win.
Very slick and unpredictable. Very fun to watch.
You know, hats off to Marty, though. I know how hard he works. I know it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day with these outcomes here, but he always comes with fire. And I know he was really looking for that win, but it just wasn't his night. And you know, Montrel should be on cloud nine. Obviously, you know, that was a great win for him.
I mean, Marty did his thing. Marty was for sure ahead
Looking
for most
good,
of these 2 rounds. Definitely the first one was ahead this round, but just that one lapse in focus, and Montrel James was able to really capitalize and finish the fight.
All right, here come post-fight statistics, gentlemen, coming up on the screen here. As we're looking at, Montrel was hanging in there when it came to the strikes that he was able to land, but domination with the control time from Marty, but all Montrel needed was a little bit of time and that top pressure to get the finish.
Hard-fought W for sure.
That was a very thrilling bout throughout.
Yeah, the unorthodox striking was definitely fun to watch, you know, as a spectator.
In stark contrast to the 2 quick finishes, this was a hard-fought war.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the noise going for these 2. Referee Tommy Santana has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 42 seconds of round number 2, giving you your winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Montrel Toocold James.
All respect between both opponents at the end of the day here. Montrel taking the time to talk to Marty after a huge battle they just had for 2 rounds of action.
Yeah, it's a special experience when you share the cage with another man, and you really feel like you really get to know each other when you're beating the crap out of each other, man.
Oh yeah, no better way.